Good afternoon. This is Brad Weber of Local Umbrella Media here in beautiful Coronado, California at the IQ Podcast Studios. This is simply Local San Diego, where we meet and talk to local San Diegans doing amazing things in the community. And one of those people and one of those amazing things is Miss Angela Brannon-Baptiste, founder of It's All About the Kids. Angela, thanks for being with us today. Good to see you.
Hi. Today is like such an incredible day that I'm still, I'm still beside myself excited.
Oh, good. Well, we'll tell everybody why you're so excited. So we were at 8:30 this morning. We met at the Mountain View Distribution Center, and first of all, let's start with telling people that don't know what It's All About the Kids does and what you're all about. And we'll tell you about the exciting news today.
Exciting news today. Okay. It's All About the Kids is a award-winning 501c3 nonprofit in San Diego. And what we do is we bridge the food insecurity gap for children in neighborhoods. So we distribute several ways. We give out fresh fruit, fresh produce, non-perishable food. We also have diapers and period supplies, and we distribute them several ways. Now, before COVID, we had a food pantry, and then COVID hit, and we had to go outside and do thousands of people and food distributions. And then since things have slowed down a little bit, we've decided that the big distributions don't work because many of our families don't have cars. Many of our families can't afford the gas to sit in a long line. So we went back into the neighborhoods. So for the last 2.5 years, we've been delivering through DoorDash. So we deliver to over 220 families every Wednesday at Mountain View Community Center. Then we also have mini pantries. So we have one at the Chicano Federation office, and then we're opening up more in 2023. And then we do pop-up distributions. So like we had a Christmas distribution on Saturday. We're doing another one on Sunday. And then we also go up to North County and do distributions with them. So we're busy and we feed kids. So that's what we do. We're busy doing that all year round. We feed kids 52 weeks out of the year. We don't stop on, Christmas or during the holidays. In fact, we ramp up more during the holidays because the kids that we help really rely on the free school lunch program. So we try to make sure that there's food in the house for the weekends. Okay. And at nighttime too. So that's what we do.
That's what you do. And I've known about you for a while. I went to this event this morning. We're going to talk about, that's why you got to hang on and watch this. But I had a chance to talk with Paul, one of your board of directors people there, and he was telling me during COVID you were up to 1,700 families. I think he said you were serving at one time.
Yeah, in one day. Because we would have the walk up and then the drive through and the delivery, and I would get there at 6:30 in the morning, and 2 semi trucks would pull up food, about 40 pallets of food, of which the majority I did not know what was in the truck until the doors opened. And then we had an amazing crew of people that would come and help us pack. And then by noon, everything was packed and ready to go, and it was set up like a walk-through market, and it was just craziness. And then even though we said we opened at 1, we would open at noon because the line of cars or the line of people would start, and then we would go straight till 6:30, 7 o'clock sometimes. But we would give out all the food, all of it.
Wow.
So
amazing.
Yeah, we'd maybe have a couple of cases left that we would roll over to the next week, but it was really hard. It was really scary. But we survived. We came through it. And in fact, we learned a lot. We're very resilient, our charity is. In the last 18.5 years, we've had to reinvent and deal with the economy crashing in 2008 and still staying alive and being able to do all these wonderful things. So, COVID, it was quit or move in the street. And so we did. We moved in the street, and we also said, we're not just going to serve our 1,300 families that we normally served. We're going to try to serve everybody who needs food. So we quickly grew to 5,000 families that we were serving, like
5,000. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, because they wouldn't all come in one week. Sometimes they would come, every other week or whatever, but slowly. And because we're very data driven, we have a wonderful app that was created for us. We can sign in a family in less than 2 minutes and check in a family in less than 2 seconds. So we were able to really, really get a hold of the frequency. We also have a an app that we use. It's called textvending.com, and we text all of our clients saying, this is the food distribution. Can you come? This is the day, the time. So we kind of have an idea. Like I would get like 800 RSVPs. That was what was scary. Like all of a sudden, all of the yes, 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 or CCC would come back that yes, they're coming, and it would be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds would just roll into my email, and I was like, but then we'd know that we probably have about 200 that didn't, because we'd have walk-ups. So we had an idea in the morning how many we thought we were going to serve, but I can tell you, I'm not a religious person, but it definitely was similar to the loaves and the fishes.
Yeah,
where we got close to running out once. But
really.
we didn't run out of food. We were always able to serve everyone that needed food. So it was a blessing. Yeah,
That's
for
amazing.
sure.
I've never helped before personally, but I did this morning and watched the operation, and the trucks show up and the vegetables come out, and you start putting them in bags and sorting them, counting them and sorting them out and getting them ready to go, and then the drivers show up and take off. So it's quite an operation. You're doing amazing things. So this morning, the reason I was there and the reason a lot of people were there was you had this incredible gift of $100,000 from ATM Together, and they presented the check this morning. And so tell us about that, because you were there with us on Zoom.
Yeah, thank you.
Just tell us about that event, and we'll go
Well,
on the website, and you're going to go on your website, and you're going to see some more videos from and stuff. But it was turned into more than I expected.
it was absolutely amazing. So about a week and a half ago, I went into my spam account on my email, because recently a lot of things have been going into spam, and sometimes my emails have been going to spam. So something, my little voice in the back of my head said, check your spam. And so I get this email from Get 'em, you met today. And I was like, because it said, we're interested in making a donation. Please contact me. Well, I get sometimes emails like that, but usually it's from companies who want us to do business with them. They're like, they are a company that hire us and we'll make money for you, or we'll make a donation, whatever. So I was a little skeptical. I was like, okay, I'll call. So I called him, and he said, we found out about you. We think it's great what you do, and we would like to give you a donation of 100,000. And I was like, what? Because he said it so nonchalantly. And then we kept talking and stuff. And then in my head, I said, you better check, because maybe you didn't hear him right. Like, did he really say 100,000? Because people usually don't call you and say, we want to give you $100,000. Right. So I was like, ask him again. And I said, I don't mean to be, difficult, or I don't know exactly how I said it. I said, but how much is the donation? And he said, $100,000. And I was like, oh my God, this is the second largest donation. We got a donation of $150,000 before, but it was a 3-year grant. But so this was one, I was speechless, which is not usual for me. And I'm a talker. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I said, you don't realize what $100,000 can do to a charity of our size. And he, when I spoke with Paul, the other owner, Get 'em and Paul said, that's why they did it, because they didn't want to give money to a large charity. They wanted to give it to a smaller, medium-sized charity because of the impact, because they know the heavy lifting that we do. And they also, they looked into us. They saw the amazing things that we do, and also that we don't have this giant staff, and we don't have, all these different positions. We just feed kids. We do the best that we can, and we don't need a fancy office and fancy furniture, and we don't
money
go
goes to
on.
where it's supposed to go, and it's not always the case with nonprofits sometimes. But this one it is. I mean, the money goes. You give money, it's gonna turn into food delivery to families that need it. So they appreciate that. So
And we can provide a meal for less than 50 cents.
Crazy.
So that shows how lean our charity can be.
Right. So $100,000 that's a lot of families fed and a lot of meals.
Gigantic.
Yeah,
well,
huge.
The interesting thing is I was talking to David, our treasurer, about a week and a half ago, because we got a grant from the county. And one of the requirements is that we had to use the money to buy a truck. And we have been borrowing the truck from Universal Waste Disposal. So we need a bigger truck. Like it only fits 6 pallets. We need one that has 10 pallets and is enclosed, so we don't have to worry about rain and wind and all of that. And so I was talking to David after we got that grant, and it was literally 2 weeks ago. And I said, well, I'm going to sign the paperwork for the grant and we'll see what happens in 2023. And I said, you never know, somebody might come along and give us a big check. I said that. And David said, you know, that's what you do. So we laughed about it. And then here they came with this giant check. So with the grant, we're able to put the down payment on the truck. We're now able to, with that big donation, finance the truck and also expand our program so much, because we just picked up 3 new schools to distribute in 2023. And so this couldn't be better timing, because we're going back to the schools to distribute the food at the schools, because the parents come pick up the kids there. And so it breaks down the barrier of transportation.
Amazing.
It's one-stop shopping.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I met both of the gentlemen from ATM Together this morning, and yeah, they pretty much shared the same thing, why they chose you and why they reached out. It's amazing. They also, it was a surprise this morning, but they brought a couple of filmmakers from LA down, and it's a YouTube star, and a lot of people have seen these before, whether they admit it or not.
He's got 15 million followers on TikTok.
Got it. So it's what his name's Daniel, and it's what do you do for a living? And he just stops people with cool cars mostly and asks them what they do for a living. And it's turned into this huge thing. So I actually have a clip. If you don't mind, I'll play it if I can find it again. Because he mentioned.
Yeah, we were not expecting. I didn't know anything about this. He just told us this morning and said, oh, by the way, he's coming. And I was like, I know who he is. I watched that all the time. I mean, I'm addicted to that. And then I was like blown away.
So we'll see see what kind of reaction you get after this thing's released. I think it's going to be released. Well, it just was today because I just got it myself. So I'm going to play it if you don't mind real quick. It won't take that long. It's an intro, and then there's a little shout out about ATM Together, and then it talks about it's all about the kids. The whole thing's like a minute and a half or something. So bear with me.
$100,000 to the It's All About the Kids Foundation. What do you do for a living? Let me show you, dude. This is Hopper, my G-Wagon. So we're in City Heights in San Diego right now. This was ultimately my vehicle to financial freedom. What is this? This is actual crypto ATM. It actually helps aspiring entrepreneurs build passive income while they're able to work their 9 to 5. What will Bitcoin be in 2050? It's high 6 figures. Right now, we're in the gold rush of the crypto space with crypto ATMs. What is this up here? This is called a topper in the ATM industry. You're actually able to run national campaigns where you're able to actually make residual monthly for free. Check out atmtogether.com for more information, or on Instagram, Paul Alex Espinoza. Donate to It's All About the Kids.org. All right, baby. You just donated $100,000 to the.
That's a replay. So we have to give them a little shout out. That's the least we could do for them, right? So I have to give them.
I told them, you're part of our family now, just so you know. And you know, Paul is an interesting guy. He truly believes in giving back. He's one of those entrepreneurs that says, yes, it's great to have a fancy car. Yes, it's great to have all this stuff, but you got to give back. And there's hundreds of thousands of people that are like him that don't. You know, that don't give back. They just don't.
Take.
But as he said, and as you well know, because you give back so much, is that it makes your life fantastic. I mean, my life, since I started the charity over, almost 19 years ago, my life has been so amazing. And it's giving, what does it say? A man who gives to charity is never poor.
Yeah, I think something like that, but that's close
enough. Something like that.
Yeah, but it's basically, giving is the biggest gift is giving, and that it's deeper and it makes you feel better and it makes you whole. It makes you human, and it's kind of what you're here for, right? To make the world a better place. And not everybody does that. Not everybody remembers it, and even people that want to sometimes forget it. So a reminder of that. Again, little shout out, or a big shout out to ATM Together for this incredible gift to an amazing organization feeding families, and what you do every day. I can't imagine the moving parts you've been through, and through COVID, through 2008 and everything we all go through, but it's just to keep the engines throwing and keep manifesting and putting out good messages. So some of those messages come back like they did this week and today was just incredible. So I know that money will be used wisely. People, if you want 100,000 is a great gift, but they can always use more. So
Always.
if you donate, it's all about the kids. You're also looking for volunteers to distribute the food. So check out the website, learn more about it. If you're here in San Diego, if you know a family in need, right, reach out and giving them help. But just an incredible organization. Just one more example about people sometimes you never hear about, but they're out there behind the scenes doing these incredible things for our community. So Angela, you're certainly one of those. I'm a big fan of It's All About the Kids and have been for a long time. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm happy for, the families you're going to feed and have been feeding, to have this gift and, the gifts you continue to give. So thanks for being with us today.
Well,
Always.
I thank you so much because we appreciate you. We've worked together and now we're going to continue this wonderful relationship, doing so much more in 2023 and beyond. So I want you to know how appreciative we are of you and all that you do. Because, today you were very, very instrumental. I was so great that I knew I could have you there to direct and make sure that everything went great. And
pure pleasure.
I'm learning to delegate. I was a one-woman army for many, many years, and now I've been so blessed to have wonderful people like Mishi and Errol and Monica and Pete. I have the best board of directors ever, and they're the ones who really are taking care of doing some amazing things, and everybody loves it. I mean, everybody has so much fun. You saw our family out there. I mean, it's just it makes you feel good.
It makes you feel human, it makes you feel complete, and it makes you feel the way you should feel,
And then what I say also for everyone who comes, so you came and helped today. So tonight, when you sit down and you eat dinner, you get to think about the 1,000 people. It's 1,049 people who are eating the food that you packed and you loaded in those cars today. They're eating that food tonight.
Oh, that's a great way to end the day. I like that.
Right.
So I'll definitely
smile. And tomorrow and the next day. And then next week they're going to eat again. So it's a wonderful thing because as we enjoy our meal when we sit down, we then can know we've helped all these other people who will be able to feed their kids tonight.
Amazing. Well, on that note, I think we'll end that. Thanks so much for being with us. I know I kind of surprised you at the last minute, but I wanted to have on today because it's such a special day. So thanks for rearranging your schedule to be with us today. Angela Brannon-Baptiste with It's All About the Kids. Go online, check the organization out, give all you can, whether it's time, money, or anything else, or just support and keep it up. Great things are going to be happening in 2023, and happy holidays, and thanks again. That's our show today. I want to thank our sponsors, Attorney King, of course, and Sequan Casino, and that's a wrap. See you next time.
Thank you. Remember, it's all